Okay, hello everyone. We are back with episode 2. Um, we left off with talking to Celeste, and yeah, let's just continue. So, I take it that negotiations didn't go well? No, I didn't expect him to be so stubborn. Honestly, I have no idea what that man has against mages. Well, there is one way to find out. Why are you being so secretive? If your business with Flintheart is related to our clients, I can help. It wasn't important, and your presence was not necessary. That's such an obvious lie, but you can't read a single thought from her mind. She's had years of practice hiding her thoughts from the Eye of Horus. Celeste enthusiastically came back downstairs, but she seems to have noticed the tension between you and your mentor. Sorry to interrupt, but your rooms are ready now. Right. Thank you. An awkward silence hangs in the air as you and Miss Tamora head upstairs. You reach the upper hallway and see the 2 rooms that Celeste prepared for you. Miss Tamora stops before entering her room. You were playing chess with Flintheart's daughter earlier. Was she any good? Not at first, but she got a lot better as we kept playing. I'm sorry for leaving you there so long. I didn't expect our conversation to last that long. No, it was fine. It was nice playing against her. I see. Well, I suppose that you are at that age. That'd be so weird to and actually no. I would totally expect a mom to say that. No, it's not like that. It's just that outside of tournaments, I never really get to play against anyone other than myself. And you only ever want to play shogi against me. Because shogi is clearly superior. It's complete anarchy is what it is. You just bring fallen pieces back to life like some kind of necromancer. It adds depth, dropping into a dimension of play that isn't present in chess. You sternly look at each other, your positions already made. After a few moments of silence, you both burst out laughing. I'm sorry if it looks like I don't trust you. I know you just want to help. But there's some things about my work that I just can't tell you about yet. One day when the time is right, I'll tell you everything. Right, I'm sorry for prying. I just want to show you I'm ready to be an attorney like you. You are, I know you are. The rare praise from your mentor catches you off guard. Anyways, get some rest. You should mentally prepare yourself for the journey tomorrow. Right. You completely forgot about the carriage ride back. You can already feel your stomach churning in protest. You lay in the bed that the McCoys prepared for you. And as you close your eyes, you slowly drift into a deep slumber. As this happens, you feel something invasive. Your mind drifts away and you feel yourself being pulled elsewhere. You find yourself in a surreal and unsettling landscape. You're fairly certain that you're dreaming right now, but some instinct in the back of your mind tells you that something is fundamentally wrong about this. What is this? This is super sketch. Oh, that scared me. It's like 11 p.m. when I'm recording this. Oh my gosh. You see a woman in the far distance. She's staring directly at you. What presence? She's murmuring something, but you can't quite make it out. Is she trying to say something to you? Finally, found. Oh my. Jesus Christ, that scared me. Sorry. That expression. You're jolted wide awake. You can't exactly remember what that woman said to you. Heavensborn. I wonder what that means. I mean, obviously he has some kind of powers, right? Because he has the Eye of Horus and stuff. But whatever her words were, they sent a piercing chill down your spine. Your breath is heavy and your heart is beating at 100 miles per hour. Calm down. It was just a dream. At least that's what you try to tell yourself. But please, just let me explain. I don't want to hear it. You hear the voices of Celeste and Flintheart ring out from downstairs. It must be extremely late. What could they possibly be arguing about at this hour? I want you out of my house. Out! A dead silence lingers in the air before you hear someone rush out of the tavern. Whoever left slammed the door behind them. What was that all about? It's none of your business. You only met those two today. It's be best not to get involved in their family affairs. And as you tell yourself that, a brief image of Celeste's smile appears in your mind. Damn it. You slowly make your way out of your room. But the hallway is nearly pitch black. You can barely see a few inches ahead of you. You have to watch your step to avoid tripping. You run into Flintheart, who is slowly walking up the stairs. Even this close, it's hard to see its expression in the darkness. Sorry, I just heard. Right, I forgot you two were. His words trail off. Is everything okay? Sad and is that confused? Sorry, I'm just going to. You awkwardly shimmy past Flintheart to head down the stairs. He doesn't move out of your way. It's clear his mind is elsewhere. You arrive at the dining room, but you don't see Celeste anywhere. Honestly though, it's hard to tell with how dark the room is. Celeste, are you still here? You don't receive an answer. You remember hearing someone slam a door earlier. Your eyes are drawn to the tavern entrance. Celeste? No answer. Celeste, where are you? Ugh. The merchant you spoke with before steps out from his shop holding a lantern. He appears to be irritated about all the noise you've been making. Oh, you're that kid from before. Do you have any idea what time it is? This ain't the city, you can't just make noise like this. Right, sorry. I was just looking for Celeste. Who? Celeste McCoy? She's Flintheart's daughter. The merchant's expression becomes a little colder. Do you know them? What do you want with that bastard? That damn mage. What? Those two probably woke up half the street with their yelling. I don't need you keeping us up too. If I hear you making any more noise, I'm going to call the town guard. I don't know why I gave him like a country accent randomly. Did I do that earlier? I don't know. Before you can get a word in, the merchant walks back to his home in a huff. You look around, but you still don't see any sign of Celeste. You decide to continue searching. I can't believe I said those things to her. She'll never forgive me for this. I see your temper's as short as ever, Flintheart. You! Honestly, how do you live in this darkness? Luxo. What are you doing here? And how dare you bring that witchcraft into my home? You've been busy lately. Your little rallies have gained quite a lot of support. Too much support for my family's liking. And what, you came all this way to convince me to stop? You have my word. If you stop writing dissidents, no harm will come to you or your family. Ha, your word is as good as the dirt you lick off of King Olivier's boots. As if I'd ever trust the words of a murderer like you. Flintheart, please. As someone you once called a friend, I'm only going to ask you one more time. Friend? Friend? I'll be dead in the ground before I ever call the likes of you a friend. Get out of my house. I don't have time for your nonsense. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll have much time for anything. God! Damn it. Damn it. Flintheart, you fool. Why couldn't you have just listened to me? I don't know, you seem kind of trigger happy with whatever you just happened. Rudolph, I required your assistance. Yes, sir? By the scaled lord, what did you... You killed him. Alert the town guard. Tell him that you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll suspect her immediately. At once, sir. You've been searching for Celeste for a while. How long have you been outside? 2 hours? 3? However long it's been, it's clearly taking a toll on you. Where is she? What am I going to do now? Hear a faint voice. Could it be? Oh. As you peer behind an old tree, you finally find her. She looks just as tired as you are, probably even more so. Her eyes are puffy and red, but she's doing her best to give you a slight smile. I've been looking all over for you. Oh, sorry. I'm guessing we woke you up? Is everything okay? It's nothing. It was just an argument. Well, from the way she reacted, this is clearly not common. But it's none of your business. You decide not to pry further. Have you been looking for me all this time? I have. Thank you. But I'm okay now. You should head back. What about you? I think I'm going to stay out a little longer. You feel like you should mind your own business, but I'm sure whatever happened between you two, it's nothing you can't talk out. It doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes Miss Tamora and I get into fights too. But no matter what happens, we are able to talk about it. Sorry, I know it's none of my business, but I just... No, I really appreciate it. Thank you. You're right. Let's go back. What? Sorry. About that. You come back to the McCoy Tavern. But it's now surrounded by several carriages and people clad in plate armor. Is that the Inquisition? What? The Arcane Inquisition. They're an order of knights that investigate crimes committed using magic. As you say the word crime, you and Celeste share a glance and come to the same realization. Both of you rush towards the tavern, but Celeste outpaces you by a large margin. What? No. She reaches the tavern before you, and before anyone can stop her, she takes a look inside the inn. Whatever she saw makes her cry out in anguish. She drops to the ground in tears. There she is, Celeste McCoy. By the authority of the Wyvern Guard Crown, you're under arrest. Upon seeing Celeste, one of the knights steps forwards and grabs her. Surprisingly, she's able to break free from his grip and tries to push further into the tavern. Noticing the commotion, 3 other knights rushed to grab her and began dragging her away. She kicks and screams against them, desperately trying to break free. However, between the 3 knights, it's taking all of their strength to subdue her. What are you doing to her? What's going on here? Tyrion. Miss Tamora approaches you. You breathe a small sigh of relief when you see that she's okay. Miss Tamora. I should have known that he was one of yours. Just stay out of your way. Out of our way. Miss Tamora, what's going on? Why is the Inquisition here? I'm surprised myself. But from what I understand, Flintheart McCoy has been murdered. Murdered? Oh, oops. We'll run this one for a bit longer. We always do 2 slave spots, because, just in case. You follow the Inquisition back to the city where Celeste is being detained. According to Miss Tamora, Celeste was the prime suspect in Flintheart's murder, and due to the supposed nature of the crime, her case would be pushed to trial immediately. But many of the elements of the situation still don't make sense. The Inquisition only investigates crimes committed using magic. So why is Celeste their prime suspect? Could she be a mage? This is ridiculous. She has a right to speak to an attorney. Anyways, you find yourself met with another hurdle. A very incompetent one. Yeah, well, we can't let you see her until she's been processed. Her trial isn't in an hour. How has she not been processed yet? I don't know what to tell you, kid. I wish I could help. You don't need to use the eye to know that's a complete lie. So you're really planning on defending her? Do you know she can even afford a lawyer? I just can't stand here and do nothing. You saw them, didn't you? There's no way she would murder her own father. I know that look. I was saving this for a special occasion, but... Attorney's runestone has been added to your notes. Write notes telepathically. It's like a badge. Oh wait, that's so fucking cool. Oh, sorry. That is so cool. I'm apologizing. That's awesome. This is an attorney's runestone? If you're going to defend her, you're going to need one. You begin to tear up. You wanted one of these since you were a child. It's basically a badge of an honor for an attorney. Don't cry, Cuthbert. Sorry. Anyways, keep this in mind. If you try to defend her, the Inquisition isn't gonna fight you fairly. Our court system only exists to create the illusion of justice. They hate people like us and will do everything in their power to sabotage you. Damn it, you knew they'd try to get in your way, but you didn't expect them to do it this blatantly. Ugh, what's all this noise? You're that knight from the tavern. That's Commander Orem White to you, kid. Knight. Huh, I had a feeling tomorrow would be sniffing around this case. But I didn't expect her to send a kid to do her dirty work. Commander, he says that he wants to talk to the mage. And she's got a right to an attorney, doesn't she? Well, she hasn't been processed. Commander White looks confused for a moment. What kind of bullshit are you trying to pull? Let him through, you idiot. Yes, sir. The knight leads you through the halls of the dungeon. For something built in the capital, it looks extremely old and decrepit. You pick up the negative emotions of the prisoners nearby. It's heavy and an almost crushing feeling. You've always had to avoid crowded places because of how sensitive you are to people's thoughts. And you've never felt this much concentrated despair before. Oh, it's you. Celeste was lying down on the cold floor of the dungeon. But she immediately gets up as soon as she sees you. What are you doing here? Miss Tamura told me about what happened to your father. I'm so sorry. I just don't understand. I just don't understand any of this. Why would someone do this? And why are they blaming me for it? I'm not sure about the details, but it's clear that there were elements of magic involved in what happened. Since they arrested you based on that evidence, I can only conclude one thing. Celeste, you're a mage, aren't you? There's no sense in hiding it anymore. Yes, I am. Do you have noble blood? Of course not. Why would you say that? Sorry, but the ability to use magic is genetic. Most mages tend to have some kind of noble blood. I honestly don't like thinking about that. I'm the daughter of Jolene and Flintheart McCoy. That's all I need to know about myself. It would probably be best not to push the matter further. Anyways, you were probably arrested because you're a mage. What? A crime was committed using magic, and you were the only mage around at the time. Is that seriously the only reason? I only know how to cast one spell. Arcane Inquisition doesn't care about the truth. They only care about closing their cases, sorry. Celeste, your case is being pushed to trial. You're going to be brought before a judge in an hour. What? No one told me anything. Damn it, they weren't even planning on telling her? If you'll have me, I'd like to be your defense attorney in the coming trial. Right, I forgot that you were an attorney. I thought you only beat me in chess. I mean, what? Would you really do that for me? After everything I've seen them do, I can't just stand by and do nothing. But they're a part of the kingdom. Do I even have a chance? It's hopeless. Man, king, or god, I want them to do anything to you. What? Sorry, it's just something I have a habit of saying. No, don't apologize. I really appreciate you doing this. It's clear that this entire situation is bittersweet for her. And because of the Inquisition's delays, you haven't had any time to investigate the crime scene. You were confident before, but you began to doubt whether or not you really can do this. Everything is happening so fast, it feels unreal. No, you have to do this. This is the exact reason why you became a lawyer. No matter what happens, you'll acquit Celeste. Let's go. A courtroom. I'm in a real courtroom. Actually entering the courtroom took a lot of wind out of your sails. You've never been here as an attorney before. You've only ever been Miss Tamura's assistant. The woman at the prosecutor's bench is staring at you. Miss Tamura mentioned her before you went to see Celeste. What was her name again? You think it was Arya Steelwind? Interesting. I like her design. You can feel the coldness of her glare burrowing into you. Why is she staring you down? Is she trying to intimidate you? Because it's working. We really have nothing. Oh, we got a bunch of people. I like how everyone is facing forward except Tyrion. We got Benjamin Franklin out here. I made that joke last time, but there's no way anyone's watched that, right? Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, the defense is also ready, Your Honor. He doesn't necessarily sound very ready. She's quite snarky. We love that. Regardless, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, please list the charges. I don't know if I'm sold on that voice. The defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary for hire and a registered mage. What? Wait, did she just say mercenary? Yeah, I had to take up a job after my family's tavern was shut down. Oh, right. That's not exactly the first occupation you choose. She's charged with second-degree murder and negligent misuse of the arcane arts. I see. Let me think. Was that paused? Yeah. I see. So there was magic involved. Something like that is better? Yes, the crime occurred within the McCoy Tavern, a local inn that shut down years ago. The locals reported hearing a loud commotion coming from within the building. Hours later, a carriage driver that was nearby checked the disturbance. It was then that he found the victim, the defendant's sword still impaling his dead body. The Inquisition has provided an autopsy report and a record of the sword. Died after being stabbed from behind with a magical blade. Fatal wound shows heavy traces of transmutation magic. Awesome. Well, not awesome, but... I'm just gonna continue. Alleged murder weapon. It's an ornately designed sword, but has no magical properties. What was the defendant's relationship with the victim? I see that they share the same last name. The defendant is the victim's daughter, but not by blood. She was adopted into the family when she was an infant. Her birth parents are completely unknown. I see. What a dreadful turn of events. To begin, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orm White to the stand. I like her beret. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Name's Orm White. I'm commander of the Arcane Inquisition. Orm, please tell the court the details of the Inquisition's investigation. Yeah. Let's go, cross-examination time. Let's hear this. Banger. We got a call late at night. Someone discovered a dead body inside the McCoy Inn. When we arrived on the scene, we found Leonard McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still inside of him. We have several witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered, including ourselves. Their argument must have turned ugly, because the defendant killed the victim using her magic sword. Isn't that really incriminating? One of possessions is the murder weapon. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. I don't even know what his voice is. I hope he doesn't talk too much. You open your mouth to respond, but nothing comes out. You can't think of anything to say. Everything is blank. Mr. Cuthbert, fuck. Hey, what are you doing? This is the part where you say something, right? She's not even in court. She's not an attorney and she's doing better than us. I'm sorry, I don't. Your anxiety is just getting worse. And your breaths are becoming more and more desperate. Are you hyperventilating? What a disappointment. I was hoping to fight against the infamous Ruby tomorrow today, but it's clear that you can't even hold a candle to her. Your Honor, it's clear that the defense has nothing to say against the prosecution's overwhelming evidence. Yep, this case is pretty open and shut. No. Wait, this isn't what's supposed to happen? I am sorry, Tyrion. I couldn't acquit Frey. She was found guilty. What that means? Are they going to execute her? No, not again. Are you seriously going to let that happen again? We get some background. Then Tyrion. Celeste grabs your shoulder and shakes you out of your panic. You need to calm down. Her gaze is calm and focused, despite the gravity of the situation, but she looks stern, not angry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to. Stop. Just listen to me. Okay, I'm sorry. Took a break to get water. You know what to do, right? Just do it the same way you play chess. What? I don't know, you were just so calm and focused when we were playing before. No matter how close I got to beating you, you always knew how to stay calm and win. So just channel that feeling and look at the pieces. That doesn't make any sense. And yet, you take a moment to focus and let everything else disappear from the world. Every statement that he made, every word that came out of his mouth, each of those is a possible weakness that you can attack. Every bleak moment can be turned around. You just need to consider every angle. My apologies for the delay, Your Honor. The defense is ready to begin cross-examining the witness. Very well. There we go. Thank God that worked. Otherwise, I'd be so... That's so funny. Carefully examine every statement that he made and find something that contradicts the evidence in your notes. Once you do that, present the contradicting evidence and prove that his testimony is false. Yep, basic stuff. We got a call late at night. Did I read this already? Yeah. Okay. You shouldn't have panicked so much before. His testimony is straightforward, but that will actually make this easier. Assuming that Miss McCoy is innocent, there has to be a flaw in his logic. You just need to compare every statement to each piece of evidence in the court record. Once you find a contradiction, present that piece of evidence to the contradicting statement. Let's see what we have again. That's conjecture. Weren't there plenty of people around who could have committed the crime? That tavern has been closed for years. The defendant and victim were the only ones there before the body was discovered. Plus, the murder weapon definitely belonged to her. It'll be hard to prove that someone else was at the crime scene, but you can't help but feel there was something off about what he just said. I mean, we were there, weren't we? Does it not count? Okay. Is it this?
Objection!
I love the voice actor. I should go check who that is later. Commander White, you testified that the victim was killed using the defendant's magic sword. Am I correct? Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you look at the crime scene. I think I'd actually have to disagree with you on that. The defendant's sword couldn't have possibly been the murder weapon. What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body. Of course that's what killed him. That may be the case, but take a look at the autopsy report. It states that the fatal wound had heavy traces of magic. So how would a non-magical sword leave traces of magic on the body? What? To leave a trace like that, the wound would have had to been created with something magical. Arya does not look impressed. My client's sword may look fancy and expensive, but it's entirely mundane. That doesn't make a lick of sense. If the sword didn't kill him, then why was it in his body? Yes, I find that's quite strange as well. Well, there's only one reasonable explanation, Your Honor. And we'll have to find out what that reasonable explanation is next time. Sorry to leave on a cliffhanger, but yeah, it is what it is.